49ers game review. Brock Purdy's gangster, second quarter throw, shouldn't be forgotten. Jawan Jennings had the most indelible throw, and Brock Purdy had the game-winning throw in an epic road playoff upset. Before the enduring fourth quarter heroics, however, the San Francisco 49ers wide receiver and their quarterback teamed up for a throw and catch that might have just made the late-game dramatics possible in a 23-19 wild card stunner at Philadelphia. It's a play that might already be forgotten, erased by everything that came after in the final 36 minutes. But to appreciate its importance, it's worth remembering. The 49ers were seriously teetering before they were wildly celebrating at Lincoln Financial Field. With 5:38 in the second quarter, when Purdy took a shotgun snap, they were down 13-7 because the Eagles had just ripped off 13 straight points, scoring their second touchdown 30 seconds earlier on a 16-play, 94-yard drive against an injury-ravaged defense. And then the 49ers offense, already missing its top receiver, lost at heart and soul in the first snap following Philadelphia's score when All-Pro tight end and 8-time team captain George Kittle suffered a torn Achilles. As Kittle disappeared on a cart into the locker room tunnel, it was 2 ND and 4 from a 49ers 29-yard line, and the link was ear-splittingly loud, the fans sensing blood in the water against a wounded visitor. And then Purdy made a trademark cold-blooded throw. After taking the snap, Purdy stared down Jennings, who was running an intermediate crossing route from the left slot and had a step on cornerback Cooper DeJean. However, Purdy had to loft the ball over dropping linebacker Zach Bond, but not give it too much air. He also had to ensure it reached Jennings before safety Reed Blankenship arrived. The result: Purdy's pass hit Jennings in stride at the 49ers' 46, allowing him to keep running on a 45-yard reception. The play led only to a field goal, cutting the deficit to 13-10, but it quieted the crowd and, most importantly, it changed the game's tenor by letting everybody know, settle in, these guys aren't going anywhere. They needed that, Fox analyst Tom Brady said, and it's possible Purdy is among the few QBs who could have provided it. The timing-based, middle-of-the-field throw has become a staple of head coach Kyle Shanahan's offense because Purdy has the touch, accuracy, and unflappability to deliver it. He routinely makes it look easy, but Shanahan and Purdy's peers appreciate the difficulty of fitting a downfield pass between 3 defenders that doesn't result in a pick or hellacious hit. I asked Shanahan on Tuesday about Purdy's ability to make that throw. Has he had a QB do any better? Former Falcons QB Matt Ryan was pretty good at layering balls, but I'm not going to say anyone is better than Brock at it, Shanahan said. That's probably one of Brock's best things. He can really drop it in bucket. Guys can be deep, and if there's a way to get over that defender and bring it down before the defensive back, he's going to do that. He doesn't miss it very much. 2 years ago, I asked then 49ers backup QB Sam Darnold about the throw's difficulty, and Darnold, not the most quotable interview subject, lit up and offered an expansive answer about the guts it required. He's a gangster, man, Darnold said. Brock's got that to him, and a lot of people don't see it. He's kind of like me in terms of talking to the media. Very dry. But Brock, he's going to go out there and ball out, especially in those situations, being down and needing a play. The 49ers needed one Sunday, down 6 points, their star tight end on a cart, and a road stadium in full throat. On the replay, a camera angle behind Purdy, viewers could see what the QB saw. Jennings running to a crevice between a dropping linebacker and closing safety with a cornerback on his hip. With the ball in midair, a 7-time Super Bowl champion marveled. No one does this, Brady said. And Purdy, what an A-plus ball. Niners defensive coordinator Robert Saleh is a former NFL head coach who could be a head coach again by the end of the month. Eagles offensive coordinator Kevin Patullo might be fired while you read the sentence. The best example of the coaching mismatch? It might have been on the Eagles' final offensive snap. Before 4th and 11 from the 49ers, 21-yard line with 43 seconds left, Brady, on the broadcast, predicted Saleh would show a blitz and drop out of it. On Philadelphia's sideline, during a timeout before the play, Patullo didn't have the same foresight. Before the snap, linebackers Eric Kendricks and Garrett Wallow, on each side of center Cam Jurgens, joined the 49ers for defensive linemen at the line of scrimmage. At the snap, However, they dropped into coverage. Because Saleh feigned the blitzes, running back Saquon Barkley, the NFL's reigning Offensive Player of the Year, stayed in the block instead of running a route with the season on the line. And as Kendricks broke up QB Jalen Hurts past the tight end Dallas Goedert, Barkley was unnecessarily helping right guard Tyler Steen block pass rusher Yetur Gross-Matos, who was part of defense that had one QB hit in the game. Kendricks, 33, an 11-year veteran, said he expected Hurts to target wide receiver A.J. Brown, Goddard, or Barkley in such a crucial situation. And once he saw Barkley was a threat, and with Brown running an end zone route, he broke to the middle of the field and stepped in front of Goddard at the 8-yard line. As soon as I started dropping and I saw Saquon going across to protect, Kendrick said, I knew I had to get to the other hash kind of quick. The 49ers acquired defensive lineman Keon White from the Patriots on October 28th in a late-round pick swap, and the modest investment might have been worth it based on one late-game play. 3 snaps before Kendrick's game sealer. On first down from the 49ers, 20, Hurts stepped up in the pocket to scramble after failing to locate an open pass catcher, and he had acres of room to roam. The nearest defender to Hurts, cornerback Upton Stout, was 13 yards away, covering Brown at the 7-yard line. However, White, who was lined up at left defensive end, effectively bull rushed right tackle Fred Johnson, which was part of why Hurts was poised to flee the collapsing pocket. And one of the NFL's most mobile QBs would have escaped if White didn't get in a Superman pose to make a fully outstretched tackle, grabbing the back of his right leg for a 1-yard sack. Instead of first and goal inside the 10, it was 2 ND and 11 from the 21. And the Eagles didn't gain another yard. Top of form.